Hello my friends, it's Gabriel with the Last Huntsman Outdoors here, and I'm pretty excited. I'm going to be doing my review of the Work Tuff Gear Nomad Bushcrafter. Let's test this knife out. As always, we'll just kind of go over some basic overview here. It's designed by Zeke Menacho. It's made out of N690 cryo. From what I've seen, Work Tuff Gear does pretty good work with that steel. It's a stainless steel. It's about right around 5/3 seconds thick, or about 4 millimeters. And it comes with a pretty nice, although a little large, Kydex sheath. And of course it came with like the little loop over belt loops, and then I just put a tech lock on it, or not a tech lock, a ulti clip. I've been super excited about this knife since I got it. It hasn't left my hip since I got it. I'm gonna do some batoning. This is a decent little chunk of cedar here. Blade barely just spans it, but we're gonna give it a try here. It's in N690 cryo. Work Tuff Gear has been known to do that steel pretty well. Does amazing. A little bit more batoning. This one's going to be a little easier, actually, since I did the big one first. Man, I like this knife a lot. Still does amazing work. Also, since I got it, I've been EDCing the Bushcrafter. As you can see, it concealed pretty well, especially with the way I carry it. I just tuck it into my pants and then use the ulti clip onto my pants. Draws pretty easily. Goes right back into the sheath pretty easily. Do just a bit more feather sticks with this knife. And as I've always said, I'm not particularly great with feather sticks, honestly, but we'll see if the knife can help me be a little better than my own skill, huh? Does pretty good. Also, it does have a sharp 90-degree spine, so you can use it get some really good fluff, or got one pretty handy right here. Strikes a ferro rod. It's like 65 out, so I'm not going to worry about fire, but it does strike a ferro rod really good, as per usual with a Work Tuff Gear knife. Got the Nomad Bushcrafter Work Tuff Gear, designed by Zeke Menacho. Try to use a 90-degree spine here to get a little fire going, but there we go. Everything is absolutely soaked out here, so getting a fire going, not exactly easy right now. It's been raining for days out here. But yeah, spine on this knife, like other Work Tuff Gear knives, is amazingly sharp. All right, here I have the Nomad Bushcrafter. I'm just going to do some slicing. kind of just see how it does with that. And I'm just going to give it that Ninja Death Grip and just kind of see how it feels in hand. It actually slices really good. And the handle, it looks odd. Like, that was the first thing I thought when I originally seen the Nomad knives, is that it does look odd, but it, however, for my medium-sized hands, does fit my hand pretty well. Now, I will say, if you had like super huge ogre hands, it might overshoot this end here, so it might be a little awkward there. But if you have my medium-sized hands like I do, and it actually does feel pretty good. And as for slicing, like I said, it is actually slicing really good, which sometimes when you have a little bit thicker knife for such a small knife, you can kind of lessen the sliciness of it. But this knife actually is quite a little slicey blade. I'd like to try this for some food prep, but I just get out here in the woods and I don't really always have food with me to experiment with. But I actually feel like this knife would do fairly well with it. And it's just taking big chunks out. And it's fairly comfortable to do this with. Does pretty good. As always, I like to also see how well it does with some cordage here. Oh yeah, it just glides right through here. I'll try to double it up. See what it can do here. Popped right through it like it's nothing. Something to kind of take note on too is the way Work Tuff gear does their edges. I will say, out of the box, Work Tuff gear probably comes with some of the best edges out of the box. I've always been impressed with the edges that Work Tuff gear puts on their knives. So here I'm going to do some notches with the Nomad Bushcrafter. Oh, that just popped it right apart there. Good little square notch. I'll try to do something with for like a tent stake here. Good to go. Now we'll just do some cross grain batoning here. And the N690 cryo holds up pretty good. Something else to kind of consider too is this is only like a sub 4-inch knife, but the way the handle flares back, if you had to kind of get like a 2 or 3 finger action on it. And do some light delimbing. I mean, you're not going to do anything heavy with it by no means, but it can do the task if need be. All right, another task I'm going to do with the Nomad Bushcrafter. I'm just going to try to baton down this small tree. Now, before everybody loses their minds, take note that I use all this stuff. It's not gonna go to waste. But with it being that little bit thicker blade, actually can get some stuff done. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up my review of the Work Tuff gear Nomad Bushcrafter, designed by Zeke Menacho. Overall, my impressions on it, I like this knife. It feels great in hand. It seems very capable, and I'll continue to use and carry this knife. This is like about the perfect EDC knife. Now, I did mention the handle being maybe a little small for guys with like huge hands, but that being said, when you have something that's small enough for EDC, sometimes you do have to make some sacrifice And at least for me, I like having a knife that has a smaller handle, especially for something that I'm going to EDC on me, so it's not like sticking way up my side. And this is about perfect for that. This is a very capable knife. I have been using it, and I'm going to continue to use it, and I highly suggest it. Now, they've already sold on Work Tough Gear's website. However, there is going to be another drop of these on Knife Center. So be sure to kind of keep an eye out for these on Knife Center, because these will be dropping on Knife Center as well. And I will try to update you guys when those do actually drop. But with all that being said, be prepared both physically and spiritually. God bless, and carry on.